How are Amish homes staying 30 to 40 degrees cooler without fans, AC, or a single watt of electricity? In a world where heat waves are breaking records, that's not just fascinating. It could be life-saving. Stick around because I'm exposing the forgotten cooling secrets that modern homes gave up, and now desperately need back. Hey everyone! I've spent weeks digging into centuries-old Amish journals, speaking with off-grid experts, and uncovering techniques that beat even the priciest air conditioners. What I found? Jaw-dropping. Some homes stay icy cool in 110 degrees Fahrenheit heat, using nothing but smart design and tradition. And the best part? You can start using these hacks right now, even if you live in a tiny city apartment. Watch till the end, because tip number 10 is something architects and climate scientists are just now rediscovering, but the Amish have used it for generations. While you're watching, drop a comment. What's the weirdest or most creative thing you've ever tried to stay cool during a heatwave? 1. Smart house placement and natural shade. The Amish think ahead before they build a home. They don't just pick a spot and start building. They study the land first. They watch where the sun rises, where it sets, and how the wind moves. Most homes are placed so that the front of the house gets soft morning light, but avoids the hot afternoon sun. This keeps the living spaces cooler without needing anything extra. When the sun is blazing in the west, the front rooms stay in the shade. They also build where the wind can pass through. This is no accident. When windows are placed across from each other, the wind moves easily from one side to the other. This creates a natural breeze that cools the whole house. Outside, the Amish use nature like a tool. They plant tall trees on the sunny sides of the home, especially the west and south sides. These trees block sunlight and stop it from hitting the walls. That keeps the house cooler, inside and out. They don't stop there. Vines, bushes and climbing plants are used to cover porches and windows. The plants grow thick and green, making cool shade. As wind moves through the leaves, it brings down the temperature even more. This way of building isn't fancy, it's thoughtful. Everything, sun, wind, trees, is used to keep the house comfortable. No machines, no wires, just smart design and respect for nature. 2. Deep roof overhangs and wraparound porches. When you walk up to an Amish home, you'll often see a wide roof that sticks out far past the walls. That's not just for looks. It's made to keep the sun away. These big roof edges create shade all around the house. When the sun is high and hot, the overhang blocks it from hitting the windows. Less sunlight on the glass means less heat inside. Rooms stay cooler, even when it's boiling outside. Most homes also have a porch that wraps around the house. It's like a built-in shield. The porch protects the house from heat during the day. You can sit outside without roasting, and inside, the rooms stay darker and cooler because the porch keeps the sun off the walls. The Amish often grow climbing plants or thick vines around the porch. These grow fast and cover the sides like curtains made of leaves. As air moves through the plants, it cools down. The green shade drops the temperature even more. They also build porches with wooden or stone floors. These materials don't hold heat like concrete. Plus, many porches are lifted a little above ground, so air flows underneath, keeping the floor cooler. Everything about the porch is made to fight heat, quietly and naturally. No air conditioning, no fans. Just a smart building that works with the seasons, not against them. 3. Thick walls and natural materials. Amish homes are built to last. They don't use cheap hollow materials like modern houses. Their walls are thick, solid, and heavy. And that's one of the reasons their homes stay so cool, even in the summer heat. Thick walls made from wood, stone, or handmade brick act like a shield. During the day, they block the sun's heat. The heat hits the outer wall, but it doesn't pass through quickly. It takes hours. By the time it reaches the inside, the sun has already started to go down. That delay keeps the home cooler during the hottest part of the day. Natural materials also breathe better than plastic or synthetic ones. Wood, clay, and stone can absorb moisture from the air and release it later. This helps the house stay cool and dry instead of hot and stuffy. The Amish also use lime plaster or whitewash on their walls. This coating helps reflect sunlight instead of absorbing it. On the outside, it keeps walls cooler. On the inside, it creates a clean surface that's resistant to heat and mildew. Their homes often sit on stone foundations. These stones stay cool because they're in the ground. That coolness rises up through the floors and lowers the temperature inside, especially during the day. Inside the walls, there's no foam or fiberglass insulation. Instead, the Amish might use natural fillers like sawdust, wool, or tightly packed straw. These materials are not only non-toxic, but they're also great at keeping heat out and cool air in. Windows are kept small on the sunniest sides. This reduces heat gain. The windows that do face the sun are often covered with thick wooden shutters or simple fabric curtains made from natural cotton or linen. These block light without trapping heat inside. Ceilings are usually high. Hot air rises, so with more space above, the lower part of the room stays cooler for longer. This trick is old, but it works very well, especially when paired with cross ventilation. Even the paint colours inside are light and airy. Whites, creams and pale blues help reflect heat rather than soaking it up. Every part of the Amish home is built with the weather in mind. They don't rely on power to fix problems. They design their homes to prevent heat from getting inside in the first place. It's smart, natural, and proven to work, even in 100-degree heat. 4. Strategic window placement and smart ventilation. Windows in Amish homes aren't just for the view. They're placed with care, not for looks, but for comfort. The Amish think about where the wind comes from. They build windows so that air can flow through the house easily. On one side, a window lets the breeze in. On the other side, a window lets it out. This creates a strong flow of air, known as cross-ventilation. In the summer, this breeze is everything. It cools down rooms without needing a single fan. Warm air gets pushed out. Fresh air moves in. It works all day long, especially when windows are opened early in the morning or after sunset. Now, not every window is the same size or shape. The Amish often use tall, narrow windows. These pull warm air up and out while letting cooler air drift inside at floor level. Some homes even have small openings high on the walls or under the roof to let hot air escape. Curtains are another trick. The Amish use simple, light-coloured curtains made from cotton or linen. These let air pass through while blocking harsh sunlight. Some families hang damp cloths or wet sheets near open windows. As air passes through, it cools even more, just like a mini swamp cooler. You'll also see double windows in some homes. One layer opens inward while the other opens outward. This gives more control over how much air comes in, depending on the time of day or wind direction. Doors matter too. In many homes, front and back doors are lined up straight across from each other. When both are open, air rushes through the whole house. It's like nature's air conditioner. And because most Amish homes are built with open floor plans, there's nothing to block that flow. On hot days, many Amish open the lower windows in the early morning, when it's cool outside. Later, as the sun rises and the air gets warmer, they close them again and draw the curtains. The cool air stays trapped inside while the heat stays out. They also avoid using modern sealing methods that trap air. A little air leakage isn't a problem. It helps release heat naturally. Everything about their window placement and ventilation is based on movement, timing, and direction. They don't need thermostats or fans. They use what nature offers, air, shade, and light, and make it work for them. It's clever, it's quiet, and it keeps their homes surprisingly cool. 5. Cool basements and earth-built storage. If you've ever stepped into an Amish basement on a hot day, you'll know right away. It feels like a different season down there. While it might be 100 degrees Fahrenheit outside, the basement can feel 20 to 30 degrees cooler. Why? It's all about how the Amish use the cooling power of the earth. Amish homes are almost always built with deep, solid basements. The ground keeps a steady temperature, often around 55 degrees Fahrenheit to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, even during a heat wave. That natural insulation helps the basement stay cool all year round. They don't fill these spaces with junk. These basements are clean, organised, and often used as living spaces or food storage areas in summer. Some families move downstairs during the hottest part of the day to read, sew, or do indoor chores. Walls in these basements are usually made of stone or concrete, which helps hold in the cool air. The Amish might line parts of the walls with wood or whitewash them to reflect light, but they leave most surfaces natural, so the coolness of the earth can do its job. But it doesn't stop there. Many Amish farms also have root cellars, sometimes built separately and dug right into the ground. These small earth-covered rooms were made to store potatoes, apples, canned goods, and even milk in the old days. But in summer, they serve another purpose. They become cool shelters. On the hottest days, Amish families might bring food, bedding, or even chairs down into the root cellar. It's quiet, dark, and naturally air-conditioned. Some of these cellars are connected to the house. Others are dug in to hillsides or shaded by trees. No matter where they are, they stay cold without a single watt of power. Windows in basements are placed small and low. That lets cooler air in, especially during the early morning. In the evening, doors are open to release trapped heat. Sometimes, Amish homeowners will even funnel cooler air from the basement into the upper floors by opening specific doors or vents. No fancy fans, no solar panels, just smart use of what nature already offers. Even their pantry storage is based on the same idea. Food is kept in the coolest, darkest parts of the home. Jars are lined up along thick walls. Butter, cheese, and eggs can stay fresh longer than you'd expect, just by staying low out of the heat. The earth itself becomes the air conditioner. 6 May-til. Smart use of trees and living shade. If you walk through an Amish farmstead in summer, you'll notice something right away. There are trees everywhere, and they're not random. These trees are placed with a purpose, to cool the home naturally. The Amish don't just plant trees for beauty. They think carefully about where to place them. Tall, leafy trees are usually found on the south and west sides of the house, where the sun hits the hardest in the afternoon. These trees provide a living wall of shade. During the hottest parts of the day, those thick canopies block direct sunlight from hitting the roof and walls. That alone can lower inside temperatures by several degrees. The branches also cool the ground below, keeping it from heating up and radiating warmth into the house. But there's more. Trees also help cool the air. When trees breathe, they release water vapour through their leaves. This process is called transpiration. It adds moisture to the air and makes the breeze feel cooler as it moves through the shaded yard. The Amish often grow fruit trees, which serve two purposes: cooling and food. Apple, pear and cherry trees line walkways or the sides of barns. They block the sun and offer harvests in the fall. It's a smart use of space. In smaller yards or near porches, you might see climbing vines or tall shrubs. These grow quickly and provide thick, green cover. Grapevines are popular, often trained to grow over wooden trellises near sitting areas. They create natural awnings that block the sun but let air pass through. Sometimes the Amish even grow sunflowers or tall cornrows near their homes. These act like seasonal walls, offering shade during the hottest months and then dying back when winter light is needed again. Around windows, bushes and hedges are used as living curtains. They reduce glare and block heat from bouncing into the home. And here's something clever. The Amish avoid planting large trees too close to the roof. Why? Because in winter, they want the sun to warm the house. So trees are set far enough away to allow winter sun to peek through, but close enough to block summer heat. It's all about balance. Shade in the right place. Sun where it's helpful. Cooling breezes guided by careful planting. No machines, no noise. Just quiet, green design that works with the seasons, not against them. This is living shade, and it's one of the Amish community's oldest and most effective cooling tricks. 7. Thick walls and natural building materials. Amish homes don't just look sturdy, they're built to beat the heat, starting from the inside out. One of their biggest secrets? Thick walls made from natural materials. Modern houses often use thin, hollow walls with synthetic insulation. But Amish builders go old school. Many homes are made with solid wood, thick plaster, or even brick and stone, materials that have been used for centuries. Why does that matter? Because these natural materials are great at controlling temperature. Thick walls act like thermal batteries. They absorb heat during the day, but release it very slowly. That keeps the inside cool while the outside bakes in the sun. The walls don't let the heat in all at once. It's like having a natural buffer between you and the burning air outside. Inside, the walls are often covered with simple whitewash or wood panelling, which also helps reflect light and reduce the need for artificial lighting. That means fewer heat-producing lamps in summer. Some Amish families even build with clay and straw in certain structures like food storage sheds or workshops. These natural mixes, known as cob or earthen walls, are excellent insulators. They stay cool when it's hot and warm when it's cold. Floors matter too. Amish homes often use wooden floors or stone tiles, both of which feel cool to the touch. Unlike carpet or vinyl, these materials don't trap heat. They also avoid synthetic paints, glues, and plastics in construction. Not only for health reasons, but because those materials can trap heat and block airflow. Everything they use, wood, stone, lime, earth, is breathable. That means their walls can sweat a little, helping regulate indoor moisture and temperature naturally. Even the roofs are part of the cooling plan. Many are made from metal or wood shingles, with attics designed to ventilate rising heat. Hot air collects up top and escapes through small vents, never settling into the living space. Ceilings are often high and open, especially in older Amish homes. Heat rises, and the tall ceilings keep it away from the people below. In some homes, there are lofts that act as heat traps, letting cooler air remain in the lower rooms. What's amazing is how well all this works, without wires, ducts, or electricity. Just smart choices made from a deep understanding of nature and time-tested building wisdom. The result? Homes that feel solid, quiet, and surprisingly cool, even in the heart of summer. 8. Strategic window placement and cross-ventilation. Walk into an Amish home on a hot summer day, and something will surprise you. The air is moving, even without a fan. That's because Amish builders have mastered the art of cross-ventilation through smart window placement. It starts with where they place the windows. They don't just cut holes in the wall and hope for the best. Windows are carefully aligned, usually on opposite sides of the house or room. That way, when one is opened, air flows in, moves through the space and exits out the other side. It creates a natural breeze, even when it feels still outside. This kind of airflow cools rooms much faster than you might think. The Amish rely on it to push out hot, stale air and pull in cooler, shaded air from the side of the house that isn't facing the sun. Windows are often tall and narrow, designed to catch breezes at different heights. Some are placed higher up on the walls, especially in kitchens or near the ceiling. Hot air rises, and these higher windows give it a way out. This creates a kind of passive chimney effect that keeps the warm air from building up inside. In bedrooms, you might see windows that face east and west. The east ones catch the cooler morning air. The west ones open at night when the heat finally starts to fade. They also use wooden shutters, not glass ones or blackout curtains. During the hottest part of the day, shutters can be closed partially to block sunlight, but still let the air move through the slats. That keeps rooms shaded but not stuffy. Screens are added to keep out bugs, but they don't block airflow. And many windows swing outward, not up or down. That lets more air come in and makes it easier to control the direction of the breeze. Some Amish homes even have transom windows, small windows above doors. These stay open during the day to allow heat to rise and escape, while doors stay shut to keep rooms quiet and private. It's all about working with the wind, not against it. They know which direction breezes usually come from in summer, and they build for it. No fans, no switches, just clean air flowing naturally through the space. Over time, they've learned that the best ventilation doesn't cost anything. It just takes planning, patience, and respect for how air moves. 9. Coolcellers and earth-built storage. In nearly every Amish homestead, there's a secret hiding just below your feet. A cool, dark cellar that feels like natural air conditioning. These underground spaces aren't just for storing food. They play a key role in keeping Amish homes cool and comfortable all summer long. The Amish build their cellars deep, dug right into the earth, and that's the magic. A few feet underground, the temperature stays steady, usually around 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, even when it's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit above ground. The earth acts like a giant insulator, blocking out the heat and holding onto the cool. These cellars are more than storage rooms. Many Amish families use them as summer kitchens, especially during canning season. Instead of heating up the main house with boiling pots and ovens, they move the cooking below ground. The thick walls and constant cool air make it the perfect spot to work without sweating. Some homes even have doors inside that lead directly to the cellar, allowing cool air to drift upward into the main rooms. If the home is sealed properly, opening that cellar door can drop the temperature in the kitchen or dining area by several degrees. And it doesn't stop at the house. Root cellars are often built separately, dug into hillsides or tucked beneath barns. These are used to store potatoes, carrots, onions, and preserves. But they also help reduce heat on the main property. Why? Because food doesn't need to be kept inside where it warms up the home. The floors are usually packed dirt or stone, which helps absorb moisture and stay cool. The walls are made from rock, brick, or thick wood, all of which resist temperature swings. Even ventilation is natural. Amish cellars often have small shaded vents near the ceiling or in the hillside. These let hot air escape while cooler air settles near the floor. It's a perfect balance. No wires, no fans, just gravity and air doing their job. In some cases, the Amish even sleep in the cellar on the hottest nights. It's quiet, dark, and naturally air-conditioned. No buzzing electronics, no humming AC, just peace and coolness beneath the ground. This isn't just old-fashioned. It's smart, sustainable design, and it still works better than many modern solutions. So the next time your house feels like an oven, remember this. The Amish beat the heat by going underground. 10. Cooling through evaporation and wet cloth tricks. When the Amish face extreme summer heat, they turn to one of nature's oldest tricks, evaporation. It's a method that uses nothing but water, air and fabric, yet it works like a charm, especially when there's no electricity around. One of the simplest techniques they use involves wet cloths, or sheets. On the hottest days, Amish families will soak cotton towels, muslin cloths, or flour sacks in cold water. Then they hang them in front of open windows or doorways. As the breeze blows through, the water starts to evaporate. That evaporation pulls heat from the air, making the breeze feel cooler than it really is. It's not just for windows. Sometimes they'll drape a damp sheet across a doorway, letting the airflow from room to room get naturally cooled. It creates a soft, chilled draft that drops the room temperature by several degrees. No fan, no plug, no noise. At night, some even sleep with a slightly damp cloth over their legs or neck. As it dries, it cools the skin and makes it easier to fall asleep in hot weather. This method is especially common with children or elders who may struggle with high temperatures. Another variation of this trick involves placing shallow bowls of water near windows. As the air passes over the surface of the water, it picks up moisture and cools down slightly. Add a cloth partially dipped into the bowl and draped over the side, and you create a simple, homemade cooling system. You'll also find wet floors in some Amish homes during summer. They'll sprinkle a small amount of water on wooden or stone floors and then sweep it across the surface. As the thin film of water evaporates, it pulls heat from the floor, making the entire room feel cooler underfoot. And when working outside, many Amish carry damp cloths tucked under wide straw hats, or wear handkerchiefs soaked in cold water around the neck. These little steps help keep the body temperature down, even under a scorching sun. What's brilliant is that none of these methods require any power. They rely entirely on the natural process of evaporation, a science that modern air conditioners are built on, just made simple and sustainable. These quiet tricks may seem old-fashioned, but they're highly effective. They cost almost nothing, require zero energy, and work just as well today as they did 100 years ago. 11. Coolcellers plus nighttime air cycling. While many Amish homes use Coolcellers for food storage, some families take this idea a step further. They combine underground cooling with smart air cycling at night to create a natural temperature control system. During the day, Amish families keep their homes tightly shut. Curtains are drawn, shutters are closed, and doors stay sealed. This traps the coolness from the night before and keeps hot air from creeping in. But once the sun sets, the strategy shifts. As soon as the outside air starts to cool in the evening, windows and doors are opened wide. This is called nighttime air cycling. Cooler air flows in and warmer air trapped indoors escapes through high windows, vents, or even attic openings. The temperature inside can drop quickly, especially in homes designed for airflow. Now, here's where the Coolcellar helps even more. Amish homes often have basements or root cellars with dirt or stone floors. These spaces stay naturally cold, sometimes 30 to 40 degrees cooler than the surface. At night, doors between the cellar and main floors are opened to let that cold air rise gently through the house. This creates a soft, steady cooling effect through the night. By morning, the entire house can feel refreshingly chilled without touching a fan or a thermostat. Then, everything gets shut tight again to lock in that cool air before the heat returns. Some Amish homes even position vents or grates above their cellars, designed to let cold air rise naturally. These setups mimic modern air ducts, but they require no electricity. It's all powered by gravity, airflow, and clever design. The combination of earth-cooled cellars and night air cycling works because it follows nature's rhythm. Heat rises, cold sinks, air moves from high pressure to low. The Amish don't fight these principles, they build with them. This method isn't just practical, it's peaceful. You don't hear machines running, there's no electricity bill, just a quiet, comfortable home that stays cool through the hottest months of the year. It's a reminder that sometimes the best technology is no technology at all, just timing, design, and patience. 12 double-door systems, vestibules, for heat-blocking step inside an Amish farmhouse. And you might notice something unusual before you even enter the main room. A small enclosed space between two doors, almost like a mini room or hallway. This setup is called a vestibule, and it plays a surprisingly powerful role in keeping heat out during the summer. The idea is simple, but smart. Instead of walking straight into the house from outside, you first enter a small enclosed entryway. One door leads in from the outside, and another leads from the vestibule into the home. It's like an airlock for hot or cold air. In the summer, this setup acts as a barrier against the heat. When the outer door opens, the hot air from outside enters the vestibule, but it doesn't rush straight into the house. Once the outer door closes, the second door is opened to enter the main home. This extra step blocks heat from flooding inside, especially when people come in and out throughout the day. The Amish don't just use this in homes. You'll often find vestibules in barns, shops, and schoolhouses as well. The more foot traffic a building gets, the more important it is to control airflow and maintain a steady temperature. During the winter, this same double-door system traps warmth inside, but in the summer, it's a frontline defense against the blazing heat. The walls of these vestibules are often insulated with thick wood and sometimes even shaded by porches or overhangs. That way, the air inside stays more neutral, neither too hot nor too cool, and helps keep the house stable. Some families even hang heavy curtains or thick quilts inside the vestibule to slow heat transfer even more. These fabric barriers can absorb sunlight and stop hot air from sneaking into living spaces. It's another example of how the Amish think ahead. By simply adding a buffer zone between indoors and outdoors, they cut down on heat, dust, flies, and sudden temperature swings, all without electricity or machines. It may seem like a small detail, but when every degree counts in a heat wave, a double-door entryway might be the quiet hero of the home. So there you have it, 10 powerful ways the Amish beat the brutal summer heat without touching a single switch. No fans, no AC, just pure time-tested wisdom and a deep respect for nature's design. While the world scrambles for high-tech solutions, these quiet communities have been staying cool the simple, sustainable way for generations. And the best part? You can apply most of these tips starting today, even if you live in a city apartment. In a time when blackouts are more common, electricity is expensive, and temperatures keep rising, these old-school cooling methods aren't just clever. They're survival skills. So here's your challenge. Try just one of these Amish cooling hacks this week and see the difference for yourself. You might be surprised at how well it works and how peaceful it feels to live without machines buzzing all around you. If you learned something new today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your favourite tip or share one of your own cooling tricks. Let's bring back the knowledge our great-grandparents used every summer, because sometimes the oldest ways are still the smartest.